Have you ever felt like people are slowly pulling away from you, but no one tells you why? As we age, we settle into habits. Some are wise, even comforting. But others? They can quietly drive people away, and not a soul will tell you. In fact, these habits can go unnoticed by you, but not by others. They might be subtle. A comment here. A look there. And before you know it, you've become someone others avoid instead of someone they admire. But here's the truth, you can fix it. You just need to see it clearly. So in this video, we're uncovering 12 behaviors that silently damage your dignity, isolate you from others, and strip away the respect you've earned, but no one ever tells you. And no, this isn't about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself. Because the real question is, are your habits still serving you, or slowly pushing people away? Let's take a look in the mirror, gently, without judgment, and reclaim the grace and connection you deserve. Number 1, neglecting personal hygiene. Let's start with the one no one wants to talk about, hygiene. It's not always obvious. It's not about major neglect. But it's the little things, clothes that haven't been changed in a few days. Hair that hasn't seen a brush. Fingernails growing long. A faint odor that lingers just a bit too long after you leave the room. No one will tell you. They won't say a word. But they feel it. They notice. And they slowly start stepping back. Because hygiene isn't just about looking clean, it's about energy. It's a signal to others that you still care. That you still respect yourself. As we age, energy shifts. Routines change. And some people start to think, what's the point? But here's the point, when you stop caring for yourself, people stop treating you with the same warmth and closeness. They sit a little farther away. They stop hugging. They cut visits short. Not because they don't love you, but because something feels off. You don't have to wear cologne or dress like it's a fashion show. But a clean shirt, brushed hair, and trimmed nails say something powerful. I still care. I'm still present. I still have pride. And that energy, that message, is what brings people closer. Number 2, speaking without a filter. Now here's a big one. As we get older, that little voice in our heads that used to say, maybe don't say that, tends to go quiet. And we start speaking our minds. Loud and proud. We think, I've earned the right to say whatever I want. But the people around us? They often feel something very different, discomfort. There's a fine line between honesty and harshness. And too often, that truth comes off more like criticism. Remarks about someone's weight. How they dress. The way they raise their kids. You might laugh and say, I'm just being honest. Or, back in my day, people weren't so sensitive. But here's the truth, honesty without kindness is just rudeness in disguise. People won't confront you. They'll just distance themselves. They'll stop calling. They'll avoid long conversations. They'll love you, from afar. You don't have to walk on eggshells. But before you speak, ask yourself, is this helpful? Is it kind? Because what feels like speaking your truth might actually be releasing your frustration. And it lands harder than you think. If you wouldn't want someone saying it to your grandchild, maybe don't say it to someone else's. The beautiful part of aging is the wisdom you've gained. When that wisdom is shared with kindness, people lean in. They listen. They trust. But when it comes with sarcasm or judgment, they tune out. Use your voice to build connection, not walls. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, type #2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't already, this is the perfect time to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you never miss a video, like, comment, and share this with someone you care about. We're building a community here, and your support helps us keep going. Now let's keep going ourselves. Number 3, wearing clothes that don't fit anymore. We all love routines. The same morning coffee, the same comfy sweater, the jeans you've had for years. But here's the thing, what used to feel classic can start to look tired. You may not even notice it. But others do. Pants that sag. Shirts that cling too tight. Shoes that are worn out. Even colors that used to brighten your face now dull your look. These small details quietly say, I've stopped paying attention. You don't have to follow trends. You don't need a whole new wardrobe. But your clothes should reflect who you are today, not who you were 20 years ago. Because when people see an older adult dressed with care and intention, they notice. They think, this person still shows up for life, with pride and dignity. And no, you don't need to dress to impress. Just dress to respect yourself. That respect is contagious. Others feel it, and they return it. It might be time for a new shirt that fits better. A color that lifts your features. A shoe that supports your stride. People might not say a word. But you'll notice the shift. More smiles. More warmth. More admiration. Because your presence begins before you even speak. And the way you dress? That's your first hello. Number 4, interrupting or dominating conversations. Here's a tough one, because it often comes from a good place. We've lived a lot of life. We have stories. We have wisdom. So when someone brings up a topic we know well, we jump in. We explain. We offer advice. Before you know it, 10 minutes have passed. And no one else has said a word. But here's the problem. When you speak too much, others feel invisible. They won't tell you. But they'll stop calling. They'll cut conversations short. You won't know why, but the distance grows. Especially younger folks, grandkids, adult children, they want to feel heard. Not corrected. When every chat feels like a lecture, they pull away. So what's the fix? Listen more. Ask questions. Resist the urge to fix things unless you're asked. When you give people space to speak, they draw closer to you. They trust you. They invite you in, not because you talk the most, but because you make them feel seen. It's not about having less to say. It's about knowing when not to say it. Because when people feel truly heard, they keep coming back. Number 5, complaining about kids these days. It starts as an innocent thought. Back in my day, we didn't sit glued to screens. Or, young people have it so easy now. But over time, those thoughts turn into words, and those words become patterns. And whether you mean them as jokes or just observations, here's how they land. They sound like rejection. Younger people hear it and think, they don't understand me. They stop sharing things with you. They keep conversations light. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to be judged. Every generation thinks the next one has it easier. That's nothing new. But when that criticism becomes constant, people don't see you as wise. They see you as bitter. Instead of judging, get curious. Ask questions like, what's it like growing up today? Or, how do you see the world right now? Bridge the gap. Don't widen it. Because when younger people feel respected by you, they open up. They seek your advice. Not because they have to, but because they want to. That's real influence. That's legacy. And it starts with listening, not lecturing. Still here? Type #5 in the comments if this part resonates with you. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who might need to hear it. You never know how one small insight might change a relationship for the better. Number 6, oversharing medical problems. You absolutely deserve to be heard. Your health matters. But when every conversation revolves around your latest doctor visit, prescription, or aching joint, it slowly changes how people relate to you. It shifts the dynamic from connection to caretaking, from shared stories to a running list of complaints. Think about the people you truly enjoy being around. Chances are, they don't just talk about their aches and pains. They focus on what's still good. They bring light into the room. They might mention a health issue, but it's not the main event. So should you hide your struggles? Absolutely not. But be intentional. Choose the right audience. Choose the right moment. And most of all, choose balance. Talk about how you're doing, yes, but also ask others how they're doing. Mention your doctor's visit, sure, but also share something else. A book you're reading. A memory that made you laugh. The bird you saw on your windowsill this morning. Your life is full of stories that aren't printed on a prescription bottle. And people want to connect with you, not just your symptoms. You might be surprised how much lighter and closer your relationships feel when you stop letting your health lead every conversation. When you focus on what's still possible, what still brings joy, and what makes you smile, you don't just feel better. You help others feel better too. And in today's world, being the one who lifts the room, even just a little, that's a rare and beautiful gift. Number 7, being stubborn about old beliefs. Here's something that sneaks up on us. As we age, some of the beliefs that once shaped us start turning into walls instead of windows. They were useful once. They guided how we raised our families, worked hard, built our lives. But the world changes. Fast. And if we're not careful, we start saying things like, "That's just how it is. People are too sensitive now. I don't care what the science says, I know what's right." You may feel confident. But here's what others hear. Resistance. Closed doors. Judgment. Younger people, your grandkids, your adult children, even your neighbors, they often won't challenge you. They'll just quietly avoid talking about certain topics. They'll assume you're someone who won't understand, or doesn't want to. And that's a huge loss. Because there's so much potential for meaningful connection, if curiosity replaces judgment. Being open doesn't mean giving up your values. It means updating your understanding without losing yourself. When someone younger shares a perspective that challenges yours, instead of shutting it down, try saying, "Tell me more about that." Or, "That's interesting, I hadn't thought of it that way." That small shift makes people feel safe with you. And sometimes, believe it or not, you'll actually change your mind. When that happens, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. Because the most respected elders aren't the ones who cling tightly to every old belief. They're the ones who keep learning. Who stay curious. Who stay open. And that's what makes you magnetic, not just to the younger generation, but to everyone around you. Still watching? Type #8 in the comments to let me know you're here. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video if it's speaking to your heart. Now let's move forward. Number 8, moving without spatial awareness. This one's subtle, but it matters more than you might think. As we get older, our steps slow down. We might feel less steady, more cautious. That's perfectly natural. But sometimes, without realizing it, we stop being aware of how our movements affect those around us. Maybe you've paused in the middle of a grocery aisle with your cart turned sideways. Or you've stopped suddenly in a crowded hallway, blocking others behind you. Or maybe you've been chatting and slowly drifting into someone's walking path. It's not intentional. You're just focused on what you're doing. But to others, it feels like friction, like you're in the way. And they won't say anything. They'll just sigh, walk around you, maybe give you a quick glance, and carry on. But those little moments, they add up. People start seeing you as that person they have to navigate around. And over time, they may avoid walking with you altogether, not because they don't care, but because it feels like they have to manage you. Now hear this clearly. Slowing down is not the problem. The issue is awareness. You can move slowly and still be graceful. Still be considerate. Still be present. In busy places, stores, sidewalks, airports, even church hallways, notice the flow of people. Step to the side when you need to pause. Be mindful of your space. Because when people see that you're still paying attention, they feel respected. And you carry yourself not just with caution, but with quiet dignity. That kind of awareness is a small thing, but it leaves a big impression. Number 9, making jokes that don't age well. A good sense of humor is one of the greatest treasures of aging well. But not every joke ages gracefully. Maybe you've made a sarcastic remark or teased someone about their appearance, background, or lifestyle, just like you always have. You follow it with a laugh and say, "I'm just kidding," or "Come on, lighten up." But here's what's changed. The world. Younger generations are more aware, more sensitive to how words land. They're growing up in a culture that values kindness, inclusion, and empathy. And when humor feels out of step with that, it doesn't come across as funny. It feels disconnected. They won't tell you they're uncomfortable. They'll just stop getting close. You'll feel the distance, but not know why. So no, this doesn't mean you can't joke. It doesn't mean you have to censor every word. But before you say it, ask yourself, is this clever, or is it just putting someone down? The best kind of humor in older age? Self-deprecating, light, kind. The kind that lifts the room, not dims it. When you can laugh at yourself, you show humility. And when your humor grows with the times, people relax around you. They don't just see your age, they see your spirit. And that's what keeps relationships alive, no matter how old you are. Number 10, acting helpless when you're not. Aging brings real challenges. No one's pretending it doesn't. But there's a difference between needing help and defaulting to it. Maybe you've started saying, "Can you just do it for me?" Or, "I don't know how, I'll probably mess it up." It feels innocent, but over time, it starts wearing on people. Family becomes caretakers, even when you're still capable. Friends feel like they're always lifting, reaching, doing. And while they'll smile and say, "Of course," deep down they might feel a bit resentful. Often, it's not laziness, it's fear. Fear of doing it wrong. Of looking silly. Of being left behind. But here's the thing. People admire effort more than perfection. They want to see you try. They want to cheer you on. And when you only ask for help when you truly need it, they feel honored to step in. You don't have to act 30. Just show that you're still in the game. Try carrying your own bag. Learn how to use that new phone. Try the recipe without needing someone to stand over your shoulder. Every little win builds confidence. And it shows everyone around you, you're still strong. Still capable. Still you. Because aging well isn't about never needing help. It's about knowing when to ask, and when to say, "Thanks, but I've got this." Number 11, always needing to be right. After decades of hard work, raising families, and living through every twist life can throw, of course you've earned wisdom. But here's where it gets tricky. When being right becomes more important than being kind, people tune out. Correcting someone's story. Insisting your way is the only way. Rolling your eyes at new ideas. Saying, "Trust me, I know better." At first, people let it go. But over time, they stop opening up. Not because they agree with you, but because it's just easier to stay quiet. And that's a loss. Because when people feel shut down, they don't ask for your wisdom. They don't learn from your life. They just pull away. The irony? Most older folks don't do this to feel superior. They do it to feel safe. To feel like they still matter. But the most respected elders don't dominate the room. They listen. They invite others in. They hold their opinions with confidence, but also with openness. When you create space for others to speak, they come to you more often. They want your advice. Because it feels like a gift, not a correction. In the end, being right fades. But how you made people feel. That's what lasts. Final thoughts. Now that we've gone through these 12 habits, take a moment. Reflect. Not with shame. Not with judgment. But with honesty. Which of these patterns might have quietly crept into your life? Which one surprised you? Which one are you ready to shift, even just a little? This video wasn't meant to scold you. It was created to offer something rare. Gentle truth. Wrapped in care. Because the real strength in aging isn't pretending we're perfect. It's being willing to grow. To change. To keep showing up with grace and presence. You're not done. You're still becoming. So hold on to your dignity. Lead with kindness. And let your presence be something people treasure, not tolerate. Thank you for watching. If something resonated with you today, leave a comment below. Share one insight and how you plan to use it in your life. Your words matter. Reading them inspires us to keep going. And if you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. We'll see you in the next one.